Hello everyone and welcome to Unit 5. In this unit we are going to be talking about counselors in the expressive arts, organizational counselors, and pastoral counselors. So before I do that, I just want to mention that I have noticed a significant improvement in unit assignment responses from everyone. So I know that the beginning of the semester is usually a little bit of a struggle with, where do we find that happy medium as far as finding kind of like a word count or responses that work well in the unit assignments. That's going to help get full credit. And I know that in the welcome video, I talked a little bit about, around 200 to 250 words. It seems like a lot of people have kind of missed that mark, and we're not, super thrilled about the feedback being received on unit assignments, but I am noticing that there has been a huge improvement. So please keep that up. If you have any questions, any concerns about that, please feel free to reach out to me and we can chat about it a little bit. So everything from Unit 4 will be graded by the end of Unit 5, which is November 6th. And then let's see. So we have Unit 5, Unit 6, and then you have 2 weeks off for fall recess. It worked out to where you really, as far as the course is designed, it made sense to give you 2 weeks off for the fall recess and also give you a little bit more time to work on the advocacy paper if that's what you need without having to worry about everything else that's going on. But I will talk about the advocacy paper in just a few minutes because I've been getting a lot of really good questions about it. So for Unit 5, so these are our art therapists or organizational counselors and pastoral counselors. So art therapists, they're pretty self-explanatory. You'll learn a lot about them in the materials. They are pretty much therapists that offer an opportunity for people to express themselves and receive counseling through art. Super beneficial for children who, might have a hard time opening up, don't really understand a lot of things, or have just been through a lot of hard stuff and just really don't know how to express that. So that's where they're very helpful. Your organizational counselors are a little different. So these are individuals who work more from an HR standpoint. They take a look at retention in organizations and other problems and try to figure out how to help keep everyone happy, keep everyone, in the organization, and try to just, make everyone happy and find ways that people can effectively and efficiently do their job, which makes them very interesting and a little different from our typical counselors. Then we have the pastoral counselors. So these are, typically your faith-based counselors who are employed, within, Catholic schools, private institutions, so any religious-based school, religious-based institution, and that kind of thing. So that's where you will find your pastoral counselors. So in this unit, you're going to watch this video. You're going to read chapters 7, 9, and 10 in Halkowski. You're going to watch another video, or rather a video on organizational counseling, and get a little bit more familiar with that counseling profession. You're going to read a supplemental article, submit the Unit 5 assignment, complete journal reflection number 3, and then complete quiz number 3. Also, stay tuned for the next couple of weeks. There is going to be an extra credit opportunity. I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out really how I can incorporate more diversity and inclusion and cultural things. So I am going to offer an extra credit opportunity based on an activity associated with that. So when we are taking a look at the quiz for the quiz questions, so there are 2 questions that I have noticed historically that students have a hard time with. The one question is, counselors in expressive arts may also be categorized as. So creative therapists, expressive therapists, art therapists, these are all terms that might have been used, but your text specifically discusses recreational therapists. So the answer to that is recreational therapists. Okay, then we take a look. So according to Halkowski, the average median income from pastoral counselors in 2016 was. The answer for this is actually none of the above. So in your text, it does give a range for something separate, but it also states in there that the actual amount was unavailable. It could be undetermined. So this one was a little bit of a tricky question, and I know that I have always been pretty transparent in saying that my intention is not to trick you. So I want to make sure that I give you the right answer for that one specifically. Okay, so for journal reflection number 3, What experiences have you encountered while working at a job that makes you wonder if any organizational counselor has ever studied or evaluated it for an organization? What does your experience suggest about how and why certain work-related topics get selected for research or evaluation? So, when you learn a little bit more about the organizational counseling, you'll see, like I mentioned, they do specifically work more on like an HR side. So, tell me about a time that you had in an organization where you wondered if this was something that has been evaluated for an organization. So, for example, I've worked for places that I've thought, has the employee retention ever been taken a look at? Because the turnover is just terrible. And so then, go on and explain your experience. So what does the experience suggest about how and why certain work-related topics get selected? Well, employee retention is really, really important. And then my organization, what they did was they started a, therapist improvement committee. So what do we need to do to retain our therapists? What do we need to do to make sure that everyone's happy and able to do their job effectively and efficiently? So there's kind of just an example for that. So that is pretty much it for Unit 5, I believe. What I want to do is I just, again, briefly want to just talk about the advocacy paper. So I did get a question regarding the sources, which I thought was a very, very good question. With the sources for this paper, please do not Google or use information found on random websites, even if it's like the CDC or anything like that. I want you to actually use peer-reviewed, evidence-based articles. So I want you to go and utilize databases, and if you need help doing that, the UB libraries have really great librarians and resources to help you utilize those databases. But I want you to find research articles that specifically address the population that you've chosen, because through those research studies, that is how you actually make your argument that this is a vulnerable population, because this is what the research shows. So please, you will get deducted points if you do not utilize those types of resources. If I see anything online or like you're citing a website, that's a no-no. Speaking of citations, there actually is, I did offer in the folder the Purdue OWL resource. That's going to help you with APA format because that is what the paper has to be in. Please don't feel like you need to perfect it. I'm not going to get down to the nitty-gritty and take, points off for minor mistakes. If you don't completely have the in-text citations down, but you're trying, that makes a whole world of a difference. Make sure you have your headers, your page numbers, your cover page, your references page, all of that basic stuff, please. So give in-text citations and that kind of thing your best shot, and we'll see where you kind of end up. So again, for your advocacy paper, the outline is in the papers and projects folder. The expectations is in there. Please make sure please double check and make sure that your advocacy topic was approved by me and the discussion board. If you want to change it, please shoot me an email, let me know, just so I can make sure that it's still approved and good to go. But if you have any questions about the advocacy paper, please let me know. I know some people are getting a head start on it right now because you are proactive and want to have it done before Thanksgiving break so you can actually enjoy your break. But that is pretty much it for Unit 5. We're almost done. You have Unit 5, Unit 6, and then the conclusion, and then you're done. So, get some stuff done now and then enjoy your break over the fall recess if you celebrate the holiday. But if you need anything, give me a shout and we should be good to go. All right, everyone. I'll see you soon.